Good
Hi,
morning.
what's up?
Morning.
Good morning. How is everybody?
Oh, good.
Live.
Good, good, all good. You're here. All right.
Everyone's
Well, welcome to, let's get rid of this. There we go. Welcome to December 27th, 2023. Let's talk real estate. And what do we got? Happy Polar Bear Plunge Day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, Polar Bear Plunge Day. Okay.
We've done that.
Okay. All right. So there's bears. They just plunged. They're going to take a Coke break in a minute. There's a couple of social media boxes for New Year's. Look at those as well. Polar Bear Plunge Day is January 1st as well for some reason. Why not? And that's that. Okay, let's get right into it. And of course, what you talk about on it at this time of year is New Year's resolutions. And I read an interesting article on reasons why New Year's resolutions fail. I didn't know they failed. Does anybody have any experience with them failing? I don't know about that. But some of the things to think about with New Year's resolutions, do not try to do everything at once. And that might be one of the reasons. If you're trying to change your entire life overnight, you don't reach the top of Mount Everest in a day. It's a journey made up of a myriad of small steps. You're trying to make a massive change overnight, and it just doesn't. So maybe putting a little bit too much into those. Even though I do think they're very valuable. I always do them. Sometimes they're the same year after year, but that's okay.
So keep them reasonable, I guess.
But yeah, keep them. Well, I think the idea here is make them as things that you're actually going to do, not just an academic exercise of things that aren't going to happen. You have to believe before you start. You don't believe you can achieve your goals. You doubt yourself as a result. You don't commit. So you've probably been there before. You're not really into it. You're putting down a goal that you think you should put down, but not something that you're actually motivated to do. No action equals no results. So you know the theory, but you don't know the practice. You've read tons of personal development books, but you fail to put your knowledge into practice. It's all talk, no action. So the resolution fails because you never do take the action. So think about that before you make the resolution. And goals should bring enjoyment, not suffering. They become a source of stress.
Right.
They become one more thing you need to do in your life. Do you want to pile on a lot more things that you have to do that cause stress? Probably not.
No, that's not the intention.
No, you want to set yourself up for success. You're afraid of failing, so you keep your resolutions a secret, of course.
That's the best kind, yeah.
Those are the best kind, and then you can go wild and it doesn't matter because nobody knows. As a result, you don't have a support system. You don't enroll family members and friends in helping you move the needle. So you make a resolution, you keep it secret, no support, you don't complete it.
You could just choose the people you tell better if that's such a hard thing.
Right. Those that will support you. Right.
There you
You
go.
tell somebody, sure,
Yeah.
sure. You can post it to the refrigerator. I've seen people do that. Lose 10 pounds, put it on the refrigerator.
Mhm.
You don't have great reasons to accomplish them. Okay, then why make them? You're not clear about why to do it. So it just happens. It's kind of spontaneous. It's spur of the moment. You make a snap decision. you're going to get into the best shape of your life. But there's not enough reasons behind it. So, 6 weeks in a year, you've moved on to something else. So it has to be more defined than that. And resolutions are too vague, like exercise more. Yeah, exercise more. You want to know how much. It's too general. There's no concreteness. What do you need to know more about the goal to make it a plan of action? So simply set resolutions that work. Treat your business like a business. Maybe that could be your first goal. If it's your first resolution, if you're not doing that to the level that you'd like to do that. Because it's a new year and it's an exciting new year. The prospect of this year is really big.
Yeah.
All right, let's start by reviewing our recent production stats and our new listings. And let's see what we have. Kung, anything new in Portland? Any new activity or closings?
Yeah, we have agents staying busy during this quiet time of the year. Grant Baker took over a listing from one of our other agents at the coast and has it under contract already. So congrats to Grant. That was sitting on the market for a little bit, but with some hard work, he found a great buyer.
In like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So did he get the buyer and the seller then?
I'm still waiting on the details. He has yet to turn in the paperwork.
Okay.
But he's still within the time frame to turn that in. I found my listing is under contract as well. The Milwaukee property I've been talking about
Nice.
constantly. But yeah, agents are staying busy, and we have a couple scheduled closings at the beginning of the new year. So excited to see that.
Okay. Okay, excellent work. I'm glad to hear that. That one Grant had was a challenge. Nope.
Yes.
Okay, how are things in Longview, Kelso?
Longview, Kelso, things are moving right along. Jennifer had that new listing on 17th, the leading lady, she likes to call it. That's it.
Is this it?
It's it. She's not that leany, guys.
I was gonna say, she looks so cute, a little cottage up there.
Well, let me get a ruler.
Gonna balance this out.
Yeah.
Don't bring marbles to show that house.
Do you think it's leaning to the left?
She's leaning to the left. Yes, she's
Yeah.
not leaning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, we have 10 active listings. We have, still those pendings that Steve got. And we're just moving right along. We got a new agent signed on
Right.
last week. So
Nice. Who is that?
her name is Sarah Wu.
Oh, so Sarah signed. Okay.
Good.
Well, give me some headshots so I can get some promo going.
Yeah, I've been on her about that.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it is.
Yep.
And get her to this meeting, or at least make sure she
Yes.
gets the video.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we kind of signed on like Christmas, so
Mhm.
the day before Christmas. So yeah. We'll get her together this week.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, good. Good. Shauna, what's going on in Vancouver?
Well, it's been a quieter week, which is okay, but we have a lot of things working and we're excited about. So I have a big price drop, about 50,000 on my house on 34th. Yeah, I think it's right below that one that's there at the very bottom. Yeah, maybe not. Yes, that one. So that one's going to 419.
Okay. 419.
Pictures were done. Yeah, pictures were done. I should be putting it live this morning. I'm going to cancel it and redo it with that big of a price drop. We never had photos except for this one, so, which we can do in the RMLS, but we can't do in Northwest, so Northwest will just get a price drop. So yeah, I'll be pushing that out, and if anybody's interested in open house, we can do that. House is vacant, ready to go.
Nice.
Nice. Does it have an HOA?
Nope.
Good.
Yep. It'll make a good rental property as well, which we
Mhm.
know is a really good thing to have for your future.
Yes, it is. The more the better.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Investor friendly. All right.
right. Mario, how are things in Caldwell? Oh, you're muted. Unmute. There you go.
We currently have 7 listings in Caldwell. Augie just is closing on his manufactured home in Nampa, which closes on Friday. And Jana did a land deal that also closes on Friday. And I have a listing coming up. It was supposed to be this week, but he wanted to wait till after the holidays. So I have a new listing about 350, 360 on a 3-bedroom home.
Hey. Okay, good activity. This is a beautiful house.
Yeah, it's Lee
I
Lanigan's.
love brick houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee Lanigan's house. Steve Burright has 2 multi-million-dollar homes that anyone looking for luxury should just go right and buy. Go right out there and purchase it.
Yeah, this is nice. This one of Lee's. I hope it sells quickly.
Yeah, that's historic. It's just a few blocks from the university, right
Ah,
on campus.
okay, yeah, that's beautiful. That's
I
beautiful.
do, I want to mention, maybe I mentioned it, maybe I didn't. I have a pocket listing.
Ah,
All right.
If we're, it's going to be a sixplex in Portland.
Oh,
And they're
nice.
really nice, and it's on Martin Luther King. And it's really close to like the Moda Center. It's it's a really neat place, but there's also a 2 condos that's adjacent to it, not attached to the sixplex. And it's really, really beautiful. The top one, they've updated it. It's all got granite, and they actually live in that one. And they've got 2 storefront spaces attached to those. One that's below the condo, and they're making it into a living space down there as well. So it's not quite ready, but if you know anybody who wants to invest in something like that, I think it would be a really great. I mean, all the units except for one on the sixplex are rented, and they have good renters that have been there a long time. So I think it would be a good investment for somebody.
Oh, yeah, John and
okay,
I.
yeah, that's always let us know something like that because that may not hit the market.
We
can you
can
send
work
us-
together for sure.
send
They
me
would
the-
rather do it that way.
Yeah, send me the address. We know some people.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Let's hope something comes with that. Okay. Office events 121 is headed to Las Vegas, March 4th through 7th at a fancy new hotel. So some of us will be going to that. We're wrapping up the holidays. Anything scheduled for lunch and learns or property tours? Cool.
Yeah,
You got anything?
We're still doing broker tour Tuesdays every Tuesday, even during the slow weeks. There's always something out there, and there's always a broker hosting an open house. So we're going to go check out the current inventory every Tuesday. We also have an event scheduled January 11th at the Portland office at noon. It's going to be hosted by Tycor Title. Dennis Catone will spend a couple minutes sharing the motivation you need to thrive in 2024. We invite all agents to come, bring a dish. We kind of want to do a potluck, and celebrate the new year.
Nice.
Fun.
Excellent. Excellent. Mario, do you have a solid date for January?
Yeah, January 31st, we're having an open house from 3 to 6. And I'm working with the Association of Caldwell to do a mass campaign. They have about 250 agents and affiliates. And we'll be sending out some emails to invite agents to come out. On January 8th, we have a new forums webinar that we're going to be featuring here at the open house in the office. So I've made this mandatory for the agents, whether they come to the office or see it on their own. I ask them to register, and this is going to go over the 2024 new forums here in Idaho. And then we have another one on the 15th, the legal issues regarding the lawsuit. I'm going to send out an email later today about making that mandatory as well, so that they could see a webinar from one of the legal representatives here in Idaho to go over the lawsuit, just so that the agents are aware of how it could affect them here.
Okay. Okay. Anything else from the other branches?
I gotta make my schedule still. I will have that done here shortly.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Well, let's move on to how's the market. I have the regional MLS statistics reports here for November. We're still in December, so we'll have those in a week or two. And there's good news for home buyers this week. Slowly but surely, mortgage rates are falling. The 30-year fixed rate loan averaged 6.67 for the week ending December 21st, a decrease of 0.28 percentage points from a week ago, according to Freddie Mac's benchmark survey. That's the lowest the 30-year rate has dropped since June of this year. So it's coming back down. Rates have been trending down over the last 8 weeks now, a shift that's bringing potential home buyers who were previously waiting on the sidelines back into the market. That's our pent-up demand. And it said it's bringing potential, so it's already started. The buyers are starting to line up. The fixed year rate averaged 5.95, down by nearly half a percentage point over the past 7 days. And this is the first time that the 15-year rate has fallen below 6 since late May. If a client is offered a higher rate than expected, make sure to ask why and compare offers from multiple lenders. So here's the chart, and it has 6.67, 8th week in a row. So this is excellent news that everybody should know. When I record these videos and I post them to YouTube, I've gotten many more views if I put in some really sensational headline, like mortgage rates keep dropping. That's really increased the views on that. And we're up to 20 subscribers now on our YouTube channel.
They're probably all us.
That's right.
Yeah, and they're here. Managers, when you bring on a new agent, let's make it part of the onboarding process to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Because we'll have like 65 agents. They're not all subscribed.
That is funny.
Okay, the consumer price index, the rate of inflation is 3.1%, and that comes out monthly. And because that was a good number, and because it's been in the threes for so long, that's why the Fed is easing up a little bit and promised to lower rates in the future. But it is good news that inflation is reasonable and that prices have come down. Energy costs dropped 5.4%, and gasoline declined 8.9% since, I believe, in the last 30 days. So that's good news. Apparently rents are still high. I always have a chart for this, and now I have a name for it. It's called the absorption rate. And the Portland Metro has 3.5 months of inventory, which indicates a balanced market, which favors both buyers and sellers. And the chart kind of tells the whole story. Between 1 and 3 is a seller's market. Somewhere between 3 and 6 is a balanced market. And between 6 and 9 months of inventory is considered a buyer's market. But it's on the seller's side. It's not a this or that. It's a balanced market, but it's still close on the seller's market side, favoring sellers right now. The quarterly affordability index for the Portland metro area is 84 out of 100. So the median buyer can afford 80% of the median home. That's not a good number. You know, we kind of would like it to be 100. And as you can see over the past, this is 20 years. Yeah. This chart is 20 and 20. No, 13 years. 10 to 23 is 13.
I don't have a calculator.
Yeah, we need a calculator. No, it's been much higher.
Several
It's been
years.
180. So 80 is not a good number for affordability. So homes are expensive compared to what people make.
Right.
Cool. What does the National Association of Realtors say?
Yeah, they're going to talk about the interest rates.
Yeah.
Mortgage interest rates continued to incrementally decline as of the 21st, dropping to 6.67 from 6.95 that week. For a $400,000 home, this is a monthly mortgage payment of $2,059, a monthly savings of $242 from when the rates were at 7.79% in October. Mortgage interest rates for the 30-year fixed are also nearly a full percentage below the historical average since 1971, which had a percentage of 7.74%. First-time buyers traditionally fare better in the winter, as there is less competition from families in the home buying market. November's Realtor Confidence Index shows first-time buyers up at 31% from 28% the past month. This represents a buying period when mortgage rates were still high. As mortgage rates ease considerably, and first-time home buyers edge even closer to the norm, which is 38% since 1981. Home buyers who have been priced out in the last year should find optimism in 2024. It's good to hear.
It is good to hear. So first-time buyers are normally 38% of the buyers, and they've moved up to 31.
Correct.
That's good. That's good. And if you skew your chart back to 1971, then these interest rates are historically low because they have an average of 7.74.
It's a way to look at it for sure.
That's a way to look at it. Yeah. Okay. That's the thing about statistics. But that's good news. Interest rates are down. 8 weeks in a row, and that's going to be my headline. So I should get 100 views on this blog here. Yeah. I also put something in here.
Can I ask a favor?
Yeah,
When you make that post, can you tag me?
absolutely. See if you can get other people to pass it on and see if you can get more.
Share it, yeah, so that I'll be reminded to share it. Thanks.
Right. So they actually made a prediction. The Fed indicated yesterday that they will hold the federal funds rate steady for now and cut rate 3 times in 2024. And this
Ooh,
is
that's good.
for potential home buyers and sellers, as mortgage interest rates will decrease. The National Association of Realtors forecasts that mortgage interest rates will average 6.3 in 2024. So let's hope so, and let's hope for better. Let's hope they dip into the fives during 2024. Kung, how's the market in Portland?
Well, we are seeing decreasing home prices as the interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Portland is currently a balanced market due to longer market times. Average days on the market is up to 55 days with 3.5 months of inventory. Median home prices have decreased 3.1% over last year from 550,000 to 533,000. Interest rates are currently, I believe, 6.67 and are expected to go down slightly over time. This is a great time to list while it's still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping prices.
Excellent. Shauna, how's Clark County?
Well, we are seeing stable home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Southwest Washington continues to be a seller's market due to a shortage of available housing. Average days on market is up 52 days from 41 days with 2.8 months worth of inventory. Median home prices have held steady over the last year at 525,000. Interest rates are currently 6.67.
They
Or
are
no, 6.67. I'm making it up.
6.67 is correct.
6.67 and are expected to go down slightly over time. This is a great time to list. While there's not as many homes on the market for sellers, and buyers also benefit from the dropping prices and interest rates.
Excellent. Excellent. So you have still a seller's market with 2.8 months of inventory. Very good. Cowlitz County. Cowlitz County, Longview, Washington. And remember, the typo is still here.
Okay, we are seeing an increase in home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Cowlitz County is currently a balanced market due to longer market times and increased prices. Average days on the market is up to 42 days from 30 days. And median home prices have increased 12.4% over last year from 355 to 399,000. Interest rates are currently 6.67%. They're expected to go down at least 3 times this coming year.
At
This
least.
is a great time to list while it's still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping interest rates.
Okay. Excellent. And you have a balanced market with 42 days. So you're definitely well into the balanced market. And Mario, how's Caldwell?
Well, here in Canyon County and Ada County, Caldwell, Idaho, we're seeing an increase in home prices as interest rates are slowly starting to drop. Canyon County is currently a buyer's market due to longer market times and increased prices. The average days on the market is up to 47 days from 36 days, and the median home prices have increased 6.8% over last year. The median home sold price in the metro area is approximately $375,000. The interest rate are currently at 6.95% or 6.67% and are expected to go down over time. This is a great time to list while it's still favorable to sellers, and buyers also benefit from dropping interest rates.
Excellent. Excellent. A buyer's market at 47 days. I've got you at a balanced market at 42 days. I read that somewhere else. Anyway, they're both buyers. Well, they're both balanced markets according to this chart. Okay. Okay, excellent. Now everyone's an expert on the market. Let's just look at a couple of things under the training section. For the Century 21 University, Accelerate actually has 3 sessions posted for January, February, and March. And we've got one coming up January 8th through February 2nd. That's the Accelerate program. Virtual Go List is scheduled for February 6th And there's a 21-day challenge for January 17th. And these are links. Yeah. You can click on here. You might want to log into 21 Online first before clicking these links, and you can sign up for those sessions. And what do we have? Century 21 Learning Library. That's a link. They changed color. They were, all right. The Learning Library is a link. I believe that's the catalog, or that's a link to the directly to it. And Century 21 MoxieWorks, there's a direct link to that. And here's a direct link to the MoxieWorks support site. Social 121, that's a link. Did we get a new video? Do you know, Cheryl?
I think you played that one last week.
Week 11, yeah. I did. Okay. So a lot of good stuff on social media. Definitely become familiar with the social media playbook, and definitely consider how you're going to make videos and what those are going to be like as part of your social media. Modern social media is video. As painful as that sounds to some people, that's where we are today.
You don't have to be in the video.
Yeah, you do not have to be in the video. You can narrate. You can narrate your own film. Okay. All right, let's have a real estate discussion. Actually, let's watch a video just to inspire us. Here's a short one from Josh again. And just let's have a look at that.
So it's recently come to my attention that not everybody's familiar with the term safe as houses. And so I'm going to go over that today and give you a really quick rundown into what my tagline really means, which is safe as houses is only true with a strong foundation. So if you know anybody that this could help, or you know anybody that's confused by my previous videos, make sure that you share this one with them so that way they can get the most out of this and all of my future videos. Make sure that you like and subscribe as well if you haven't done that already. So basically, we're going to start with a strong foundation. So a strong foundation is going to be any object that you build upon, or it's a knowledge foundation, which is any set of information that you can build a wider variety of knowledge on top of. And so what I aim to provide with my service, my channel here, is that foundational knowledge that will allow you to really grow and make wise choices in your future investments. Now, I'm not going to offer you individual financial advice ever on this channel because that's just not what I do. I am a realtor at Century 21 North Star in Portland, Oregon, and I am what's called a fiduciary, which means what's best for you is what's best for me. Not what's best for me is what's best for you. That's just not how it works, or at least not how it's supposed to work. So we've covered the foundational aspect. Now I want to go ahead and cover what safe as houses means. Now, safe as houses literally means it's a wise investment. It's an old British idiom that translates directly to that because a house is a safe investment. It's the way that they used to think about things. And yeah, it absolutely is a safer investment than some of the other options out there. I won't get into what they are because I don't know what your particular situation is looking like. So yeah, when you take that strong foundation of knowledge, then you can apply that wise investment. And only then is it a safe investment when you've got that initial knowledge base and you continue to learn from every one of your experiences that you have, especially when it comes to real estate or any kind of investment. So make sure that you learn as much as you can, ask as many questions as you can. If you ever have any questions at all, make sure that you put them down here in the comment section so that way I can make a quick video like this one. Yeah, that's pretty much the case. So well, we're going to go ahead and say, I'll see you next time. And don't forget, safe as houses is only true with a strong foundation.
Right.
Nice.
Okay. I have some financial advice. It's okay to it's okay to buy a house. That's probably a good way to go.
There we go.
So everybody stare at the dog.
Yes. Visiting.
Ah. All right. Let's see what I have. So Cheryl, if you have something you want to present, I don't have anything on the blog. Other than the business basics that I'll do. But if you have anything else you'd like to do, you're welcome to do that. Or Sean and I will present the business basics.
Yeah, you can do that, or I mean, we can wait to do the other
Okay.
thing is fine. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay, Shauna, where were we with working with buyers?
Starting at the beginning, aren't we?
I think we are.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell us about working with buyers. Let's just
Well,
go.
it's a lot of fun. You do what you gotta do in times. I mean, I prefer to work with listings, obviously, but I have a lot of fun doing buyers. They take more time. So the first two basic rules are 100% of all buyers should be pre-qualified by a lender, no exceptions.
Yep.
That seems like a no-brainer, but it's worth mentioning, don't you think?
Mhm.
You then pre-qualify the prospect for their motivation and the type of home that they want to buy, which I call a buyer consultation.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, my favorite way, honestly, to do a buyer consultation is by Zoom. I love to Zoom my buyer consultations because it's very effective. They feel very comfortable because I can introduce myself. They can see my face. I also, at the same time, I love to do in-office buyer consultations. It's just easier to have the visual of the screen in front of you to show them how you search. And I think that that's really important when you're trying to pre-qualify them and their motivation. You find out so much more when you're sitting and asking the questions. You'll find out when they want to buy and how actually motivated they are.
I love that about Zoom presentations. Remember when we started doing these Zoom meetings a couple of years ago, we realized that our curriculum for a 2.5-hour meeting only took 15 minutes on Zoom because there's nothing to do but stare and focus on the material. It is such an improved focus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's an excellent way to go.
Even my older clients who don't really haven't been, doing a lot of internet type stuff over the last few years, even they learned how to do Zoom. I mean, I know a lot of older people who go to church on Zoom still. So that's just it's easier for them. They don't have to, especially when you have clients that are relocating, which happens a lot with buyers who are relocating to here. You're just they get to see your face. It's so hard to communicate when people can't see your sincerity and explain to them the search, how it looks, because it's different in their mind, because all they have is their phones or their computers, and they type in their criteria and they get a lot different searches than what we do on the internet. Can I add something really cool that I just figured out on Moxie? Okay, so Shauna Wallace has always used whatever we have, Zap, and now the Moxie stuff. And I'm always like, well, I just use RMLS. Well, when you have somebody who is looking in those areas that could overlap, such as Kalama, Woodland, in those areas, as somebody is in Washington that has 2 MLSs, setting them up on the search for that is so much better, because our Moxie searches in our Engage will pull from both databases. So you only have to set up one search instead of two, like we've had to do in the past. So I love Moxie for the searches. And I apologize to Shauna. She had it right from the beginning to use that. It's very professional. And now that it's, I guess when we had Zap, I would be like, I'm not doing that. But now that we have the Moxie that actually connects to the MLSs, and you'll know when you put your listings in, you get those packets like within 5 minutes. So they're up to date and they're current. So make yourself a very professional search. And if anybody needs help doing that, probably I'll go ahead and have a class on that. Probably first class in January will be on Moxie Engage. It's called Saves and Faves, and it's pretty cool.
Nice.
So I forgot all about that, but I was really excited when a light bulb went off in my head and it said, this is easier. I don't have to, because I struggle with the other MLSs that I don't use a lot. So this makes it really easy. I can set up a pretty good search for somebody and it'll come up. So I have a person who's kind of blended into a couple areas, so it worked really well.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see what's next. There are 3 types of buyers you should be working with. Your past clients who are motivated and have to buy. Sellers that are priced to sell, who want to sell and buy. And highly qualified, highly motivated referrals. Okay, so I think the message here is that's your A list. Those are the best types of buyers that you be working with. Now, is that reality, or are you going to maybe be working with some buyers that you found you on the internet because they were doing a midnight search or something like that? There's all kinds of buyers out there, but if you can pick and choose your buyers, these are the best buyers. These are the best.
They are. Yep, I agree.
But again,
I want all those people.
yes, you work with all those people. Yeah, knowing their motivation is key. What's next, Shauna?
Tell your buyer prospects the exact process that you are going to use before you show them property. This is the process. ...
Right.
So that is probably one of the skills that I learned later in my career. And I feel like it sets you apart and it makes people feel confident. Remember, I don't know if anybody in the room has bought a house in the last few years, but you feel very anxious about a lot of things if you don't know what to expect. So it is a really great thing. It's even better if you have something in writing that you can give to those analytical types who would like to have a book of what to expect next, and these things that you have time to do right now when you're not super busy. You should be collecting things like that and keeping them handy, because what a great idea to send them something like what to expect next at all stages. Maybe not, you might even want to break it up. Like, this is what we're going to do now. And then when they get the house, this is what you're going to expect next, and the process of the escrow. So those are really good ways to make your buyer feel comfortable with the process.
Does anyone have examples of a process that they would explain to their buyer?
I have emails, and I tend to actually like to write them for each one because I kind of have it memorized what I have, but I have I have saved some that go through like all of it, and then I might make it different for each one. But I do have an email, but this is something that I'm working on.
Oh, okay. Anybody tell me what you do. Tell me what you tell them.
I
I'll
go
give you
through
an
the
example.
process.
I used to tell people we're going to go look at 3 houses, and then we're going to go get coffee and talk about those 3 houses. And I learned from other realtors that if they don't want those 3 houses, then you refer them off to somebody else. That's an idea as well. But you want to set their expectations that you're not there to show them houses as a career. You're trying to help them buy a house, and they need to know what they want,
Happened.
and they need
Yep, I definitely, I think that,
that.
I thank you. I think that each time it's different for me because not everybody's gonna be different. Some people you can do that with, but honestly, I am a very patient person and I think a lot of times I'm referred because of that. And when I do my little spiel is that they're gonna give me a list of the criteria, we're gonna search, we're gonna go look. If they don't like it, they can change their mind on what they want. Because a lot of people start low on their price because they think if they tell me something higher, that I'm gonna make them buy a higher priced house. So you could start with that spiel too, is like, we're gonna find I let them know that the most important part is that they get a house that they love. Yeah. That's how I do it.
Okay. Okay, and this seems to go along with it. As with a seller, develop a list of 4 or 5 standards that you are going to work with when working with a buyer, and stick with those standards. Sounds like that would be part of any, description that you're going to hand them. You need to identify what differentiates you from your competition and be prepared to share this with the buyer. That's a good one. That also would go into your list of expectations about. And only show property when all decision makers are present. And don't learn that the hard way, having to show a house twice or even 3 times because somebody wants to screen them first before they bring in the other parties. That you really want to avoid that if you can, because it's a time waster. And call to confirm that they will all be there before you take further action.
That's a really important one. I hate driving all the way out to a property and getting a call saying, oh, we're going to be a half hour late. That's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to be a half hour late to a showing appointment, especially when people have left their house. So I always confirm a couple hours ahead of time with the text and the address. So you might think that's a no-brainer, but I always send the text with the address saying this is where we're meeting, because if you have ever, I have gone to the wrong house because they sent you a bazillion things on realtor.com or this or that and the other thing, and you meet at the house you think that they wanted to see.
Yeah.
So confirm time and address a few hours ahead of time.
Sure. Yeah, well, one of the other pointers, have all buyers meet you at your office. Don't meet them at the home you're showing. And so by doing that, maybe that's the old way, but that's you have total control. They used to teach us have total control over it. And that goes back to the days when they didn't know the listings, that you had to provide them the listings. You had to, take note of exactly what they're looking for, go find them, and then go set up the tour yourself. And you should also be driving them around because you know the neighborhoods better and all of that, and how to keep total control of the situation. You still need total control of the situation, no matter how you do it.
Yeah. I don't know how many times in the days of the short sales when people were looking at 50 to 100 houses that you would drive and they see a sign, hey, can we see that one?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, the answer is no. And if you're prepared, the answer is no, because it didn't meet the criteria, or I would have put it on the list.
Yeah.
And if it's a
Well,
for
it didn't
sale
come up
by
in the
owner,
search. Yeah.
yeah. And if it's a for sale by owner, you really look impressive if you say, yeah, I know that house. I know that's 5,000 square feet. You know, it doesn't fit your criteria.
You know, we had talked about also kind of having this, if you want to give them the details, you know, in a soft manner, to say, you know, listen, if you're looking at 20 homes, you're going to now start losing track, you know, of what you were even, what house was what, you know, so keep it down to 5.
They
Yeah.
all look alike after 5 houses, and even to realtors, they all look alike.
Yeah, so you're doing them a favor, you know, by making it less distracting.
Yeah, I think 5's too much in one day. I mean, what's their criteria? What they don't know what they want if they're looking at that many houses.
Right.
Well, the best case is you have a good list to show them and they pick the first one and don't want to see the rest.
That's right. You find the perfect home right away.
Well, especially with the internet, you know, they've already seen it. They've already toured it with photographs. Let's see. It's not uncommon for buyers to buy the same home over and over again. Have them describe their present home to you, and don't be surprised when they buy the same type of home again. Well, that makes perfect sense.
It does.
Unless they ran into a lot of money somehow, they're probably going to buy the same kind of house. Only show 3 homes at a time, then ask them to buy. That makes sense. Showing them 6 or 7 is not going to save you or them any time. It only confuses them.
That sounds like Mike Ferry. Which one are you buying?
Yeah, pick one.
I think it is.
I got better things to do.
You've seen several. Which one do you want?
Right.
Please sign here.
Sign here. Wouldn't that be nice? As you show a buyer more property over the course of days and weeks, their confidence in you diminishes. That's an important point, and it's very true. They get tired of you. They get tired of you not reading their mind, perhaps, and showing them what they're looking for. Probably because it's not out there. But
Or you lost control and they are looking at houses that they picked and not you with the criteria they give them. That's happened to me where I took a lady out. I took her out and showed her a bunch of houses that she wanted to see. She was so frustrated at the end of the day. She said she wanted to switch realtors because it didn't seem like I knew what I was doing. And I said, well, can you give me one more day and let me pick the houses that we go look at instead of you? And she bought one the next day.
Wow, yeah.
That was harsh.
true, though. They get
That's a good
frustrated
point.
and they have nobody to blame but you.
Yeah, and you don't know how other people are perceiving you. That's a good point. You might think, oh, I'm doing this great thing. I'm running around like a maniac. Well, to them, you might look scattered. That's very interesting,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, they're under stress. Wow.
Yep.
But yeah, their confidence in you diminishes. So you want to get this over with quickly. Let's see, if your business is to be 75% listings sold and 25% buyer controlled sales, don't hesitate to refer your non-great buyers to other agents for referral fees. Well, that's a personal decision, I think. If it's important to you to keep that ratio, that will do it. But if you have time to work with a buyer, I would certainly work with the buyer.
Yeah, I don't really feel like there's anybody in our group here that would have to do that they're so busy that they
Yeah.
can't.
I don't think so. Some listing agents do get busy and start referring buyers out. That does happen. But
Or they are on a vacation or something like that, then
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
But you don't get any points for maintaining a ratio like that. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. What else we have? Only use a showing agent when your listing inventory and your referrals are bringing you to an unusually high number of leads. I agree with that. Don't give business away if you can handle it. That's for sure.
Yep. You're the lead generation, and if you have so many leads that you can't show houses, then it's time. But other than that, it's not.
Okay. What's next? This one's important here. The following sample.
The following sample minimum standards for working with buyers. 1, pre-qualify for financing by your lender. Pre-qualify for motivation and type of home. All decision makers must be present for seeing the property. Always have the first meeting at your office. Have the buyer broker agreement signed. That we have to do. Never show more than 3 homes at a time.
The good
That
standard.
is a recap.
That's a recap, and that's a good standard. So there's the list. Go ahead and write that down. You can incorporate that into the list you give them. And then the final point here, create a buyer presentation that you can use in your office. Show them all the properties that you have previewed and how and why you chose the ones you did. This will build confidence in the buyer and will prepare them to make an offer on one of the properties that you've shown them. So again, that's like Shauna said, that's the buyer counseling session. That's kind of the training, the 101 session that you have with a buyer before going out. Because you want a good buyer. Remember, we were trained to make good buyers and sellers out of our clients.
Yeah, it gives them the opportunity to ask questions. So when I send them the Zoom link, it is titled buyer consultation. So they know they're going to come in with questions.
Right. That's right. Yeah, make good buyers and sellers and make other realtors happy and have a smooth market.
Yep.
Okay. Then a quick quick reminder on events. Kuhn, you have something coming up soon.
Yes, the 11th of January.
11th of January. Mario, you have something on the 8th.
Yes, I have the new forms for 2024. We have a legal representative going over the forms.
Okay.
And on the 15th, we have a legal representative that's going to talk about the lawsuit and answer questions and go over how it may affect Idaho. And then on the 31st, we're going to have an open house
Right.
here
Okay.
in the Caldwell office.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. And
Yeah.
that's coming up.
Oh, I guess I have advanced training for Moxie Engage on the 18th of January. It's already on my calendar.
Nice.
Okay, lots coming up, lots to do. Hope everyone had a great holiday and have a great New Year's. And we'll see you next year, ready for
Thank
business.
you. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.